Now in this video I am starting new chapter, mechanical properties of material. Basically why we are studying this chapter. In engineering this chapter is named as strength of material, and here we will learn one specific topic which is called elasticity. Elasticity. What is called? Elasticity. Elasticity of material. Actually, materials are solid, liquid, gas. But in our NCERT book, it is giving the name of mechanical property of solid only. Gas is also show elasticity, liquid also elasticity, but I don't know how this has been given there. But in this chapter here, they are concerned only about mechanical properties of solid and liquid also. Now, what is elasticity? Probably, what is elasticity? Actually, in practically, when you take rubber band and stretch that like this, and when you leave it, it return back. It means it is, when you are stretching, it is opposing the deformation. So when we apply a pair of forces on a body to deform its shape or size, and on relieving the body regains its original position. Then we say that material is showing elastic behavior. But basically, what is elasticity? In my opinion, what I have learned, the property of material due to which, or some people may write by virtue of which कह सकते हैं, due to which or by virtue of which body or material or body opposes any deformation in its shape and size is called elasticity. The property of material or body due to which the material or the body opposes any deformation in its shape and size is called elasticity. If you take a rubber band and a band of steel or a wire of steel, rubber band gets easily deformed and steel wire does not get deformed. The deformation is there but not visible visually. The deformation in the rubber band is visible, visually, but there, when you take a wire, or I take this pen here and stretch it like this or compress it like this, there will certainly occur deformation, but that deformation is not visible visually, but is there. So who gets less deformed under the action of applied periodic forces, that is more elastic. That is why we say steel is more elastic than rubber. And if any body does not get deformed at all, whatsoever force is applied on this, then that body called perfectly elastic. That body called perfectly elastic. So this was my aim to tell what is elastic. Actually, this topic is totally misunderstood by laymen, means who do not understand what it is. Generally, they say rubber is elastic. The material which do not apply or which do not regain their shape or size after removal of deforming forces, they are plastic. प्लास्टिक बॉडी भी है. प्लास्टिक बॉडी कौन होंगी? If you apply deforming forces and after removal of deforming forces, body does not regain its original shape or size at all. They are called plastic. For example, if there is a lump of putty or some dust, and if you apply force and release, then it does not come back. So that lump of putty समझते ना, घर में लगाते हैं, or any other material like soil, sand, there is lump of sand, and you push that, then it does not come back. So that is plastic, and the material which does not regain its original shape and size after the removal of deforming forces are plastics. Dear student, I am preparing all these videos very carefully, but nowadays I am observing that viewers are very small. Okay, so you may be in some trouble, but study properly, whether you are preparing for class 11 or any competitive exam, it will help you a lot. So now, how to measure elasticity? And why do we measure elasticity? By knowing the value of elasticity, we are able to understand or estimate the strength of material. How much load can be given to a road? We make building, we make roads, we make automobiles, and this engineering strength of material should be known to us, so that properly we can use the material. I told you in engineering, when you are taught in mechanical engineering, electrical or civil engineering or mechanical engineering, then you must know the strength of material. You make roads, concrete, you use beams, and you may be asked why the rails of gutter of railway line are of I shape. Why the beams sometimes are deep, more deep in larger buildings. In small houses, the beams used are not seen, but when the area of room is very large, then beams are there, coming below the roof. So why it is so? We will learn all these things by knowing elasticity. Now here, to measure elasticity, we need two things: stress and strain. Stress and strain, these two terms are to be understood. I told you that when we apply a pair of deforming forces, single force cannot deform. I was reading the book, and there is when we apply force, body get single force cannot. This is the duster here, even this will not be deformed. If I press like this or I push it like this, only then it get deformed. Pair of deforming forces will produce this. So when we apply a pair of forces to deform a body. Like you take a rod, like take a rubber band, है ना? Then there occurs some deformation may be visible, may not be visible, but it will be there certainly. And we say that body is strained. The strained body applies internal forces. Internal means inside the body. Internal forces to oppose या to restore कहते हैं. To restore means to make it as such. Restore. To restore its shape or size. Shape and size. This restoring force which is equal to applied force per unit area, per unit surface area I should say, per unit area कहेंगे, ठीक है, is called stress. Stress. So first body gets strained only. The strained body only will apply the restoring force. If no external force has been applied, no strain will take place. This pen, if no force applied on this, why should apply internal force? When we pull it or compress it, only there will occur some deformation and body said to be strained, and this strained body applies internal force which will try to maintain shape or size. That is called stress, force per unit area. Now, and the change in shape or size divided by original shape or size is called strain. So there are two things, one stress, other strain. The stress and strain both are of three types. The stress and strain both are of three types. I will explain these strain and stress in next video because otherwise it will become very lengthy. So what I told in this video, okay, what is elasticity? Property of material to oppose any change in shape or size under the action of deforming forces. I think you understand deforming forces. We learned in mechanics, Newton law of motion. When we apply force in a body, on a body, net unbalanced force, that produces acceleration. But if we apply pair of forces, then those pair of forces may cause some deformation in the shape or size. And that property of body by virtue of which body opposes any change in shape or size is called elasticity. And by knowing elasticity, we can know the strength of material. Actually, we should learn the physics, not mathematics of physics. I usually see students are, interested in only knowing the formula and then doing the numerical. No, first understand what is physics behind the topic. So we in physics, I told you that physics is science of measurement. So we have to measure elasticity. And to measure elasticity, we need these two things, stress and strain. And when we apply pair of forces, then there occur a deformation. That deformation in the shape or size may be visible or not visible visually. नहीं, रबर बैंड में दिखता है, स्टील वायर में नहीं दिखता deformation. That is so small that we can't see that. And the deformed body applies internal force, and that internal force per unit area is called stress. That internal force, how to measure? That is equal to applied force. So stress is measured by applied force and divided by area of the body. These are three types I will take in next video. Thank you. मिलते हैं.